the top line from that was him saying, the government have got a couple of weeks to act with a national inquiry on grooming gangs specifically, or I will. He said that he would be prepared to fundraise for that. He said he'd be prepared to look at independent judges, whatever it took, essentially, to get to the bottom of the grooming gang scandal. And that is very much the row that's dominating Westminster. It's on every front page. Yep. Keir Starmer is not going to hold another one. He says there's no need. And actually, the chair of the last one, Alexis Jay, has said she doesn't think there should be another one. The time has come to act.
She just wants her recommendations.
She just wants it to get on with it, and feels that actually another inquiry is just going to kick down the can down the road for years to come. He was also really interesting on Elon Musk, of course.
Just come back to the inquiry. What do you imagine the reaction will be within Number 10 to hearing that Nigel Farage, who's been a thorn in the side of this Prime Minister and many preceding Prime Ministers, that he's ready, and he probably has got the means and resources, by the way, to put a gang of people together and do this effectively without the government? What will the reaction be within Number 10 to that, do you think?
I don't think they'll be too spooked by that, because, like I say, there are leading voices like Alexis Jay saying we don't need one. They are determined to get on with it. The government, I think, rather than sort of talk about these things, are determined to get on with it and start actually implementing this sort of recommendations from the last one. I think they won't be too fussed by this reaction from Nigel Farage, but I think what they will be looking closely at is his relationship with Elon Musk. And of course, you really grilled him on that one. I thought he was simpering about Elon Musk, absolutely sucking up to the man that could be really, really close to Donald Trump in an incoming administration, has made it very clear that despite all of the, bile that he's been tweeting, he still wants his support. How is that possible?
He also said very proudly, I said something a couple of days, and he repeated my posts. I mean, it was so
just
proud.
Because someone retweets your post, Nigel, doesn't quite mean that you're back in their good books. I don't think that is the way to go. And I think many people in Britain, many MPs I've been speaking to over the last few days, are hugely happy that Keir Starmer has come out swinging against Elon Musk, called him out, saying he's crossing a line. You see it on the front page of the Times today. European leaders, Macron and others around the world starting to turn the tide on people like Elon Musk. And I don't think that Nigel Farage cozying up to him is what the British people are going to support him of. But he clearly thinks that is the way to go and wants to win back his support, thinks he can.
Natasha, do you see Donald Trump as a sort of middleman here? He seemed to indicate that perhaps that he can be conciliatory when he needs to be, pointed to the Abraham Accords, that maybe he can bring peace between Farage and Musk.
Yeah, that's interesting, of course, on Ukraine. And that's something that Donald Trump's talked about for ages, that he wants to see that peace deal. I think the tide has turned on that. President Zelensky obviously is leaning into that conversation for the first time in the last couple of months. If Donald Trump can do this, I think everybody would obviously welcome it. I'm not sure how likely it is, but I think with Nigel Farage's comments there saying that he does believe that a peace in Ukraine can be done. Donald Trump behind the scenes is he's probably right. He probably is a different man behind the scenes, and obviously he's going to be going over to the inauguration. He told you that he'd be paying for his own flight. I think that was what he said.
Although there's a series of businessmen or women standing by offering private jets as well. It would appear.
I would not be surprised if some rich benefactor came out to stump up the money for him. But we will all see, of course, in the Register of Interest, because as an MP, he now has to declare absolutely everything that he does get given to him in kind. But look, he's flying over to the US. American politics and world politics is about to change. And Nigel Farage, love him or hate him, is going to be at the centre of that.
And lastly, when he returns from the US, he's got a photo call in let's get this right, he's got a constituency meeting, a big constituency meeting in Clacton, and then a photo call in Kemi Badenoch's constituency with all his Reform members. That row over party numbers isn't going away between him and the Tories.
No, it's not. And, poor Nigel Farage's staff having to work all over Christmas, just to sort of hit back at these accusations, saying he's not going to sue her. It's sort of joking. She might have had a drink on Boxing Day, so that could have been it. But yes, this row about membership and who has the most, whether you're going to reveal the figures, how do we prove that neither party are sort of making fibs about this? I don't know. But look, it doesn't really matter. I think at the end of the day, most of the British public won't, care who has more. But I think it's just an internal Westminster spat between the Tories and Reform. But yes, I think we'll be watching that one closely to see if anyone can actually prove who's got the higher membership figures.